Hello and a very good afternoon, indeed good morning. Welcome along to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday afternoon for a brand new launch day. Yes, we have got lots of brand new goodies for you to get your hands on. If you saw us on Wake Up Call a little bit earlier on, you'll know exactly what you could be grabbing. Some brand new goodies from Creative Expressions. Two amazing new sets. One stamp set which you're going to absolutely love. A stamp and die set that you're going to want to get your hands on, and some brand new mediums as well which you're going to love. The botanical stains which we've got coming up for you later on. If you saw them earlier on Wake Up Call, you've probably already grabbed them. If not, I can guarantee you'll be grabbing them during this show. Just before we get on to the show as well, I must just mention from the top that if you see anything that you love in this show, and indeed if you've got your eyes on something coming up later on in Creative Cravings, now is going to be a good time to be shopping with us, because a little bit later on we've got some website maintenance going on from approximately 5:30 here in the UK. So that is right about midday East Coast, isn't it? Sort of 9:30 Pacific time. Not 100% sure how long that will be ongoing for, but what I would say is if you're desperate to get something from this show, if you've got your eye on something on Creative Cravings a little bit later on, or indeed if you've not yet had a look and you're thinking, oh, I quite fancy getting something, have a look on the Shop the Show button right now. Get those items checked out, because otherwise you will be waiting a little bit of time because there is going to be some maintenance going on from around about 5:30. Big thank you to you for your patience on that front, and hopefully it'll be done very quickly and everything will be back to normal. But just a bit of a heads up from the start so you know exactly what is going on. However, we have got lots to show you on this show, as I've said, two brand new collections, and it is not just a little old me over the course of the next couple of hours. I'm delighted to say one of my absolute faves is back, because she always likes to get me involved over that side of the studio, and I know for a fact at some point in this show I'm going to get to come and join the lovely Jan, who's over the other side of the studio.
I know, it's exciting. It's a while since we've crafted together, Ben,
Ages,
isn't it?
isn't it?
Honestly, yeah, we did a bit of craft along a little while back.
Yeah.
It's been a while, so yes, we're going to invite, now that we can stand, you know, reasonably close together, we're going to get him over and get him doing a little bit of crafting with our shaving foam later. But just before we get started, as I say, I've got a few samples for you, and then we're going to go into a bit more detail, and I've got some fab demos lined up with all the new goodies that I've been having a play with. So to just give you an idea of some of the things that you could have a look at, I'm going to pop these on here for you. Just showing you, we've got a range of stamps, we've got dyes, and we've got a new colouring medium as well, or a medium that can apply colour rather than a colouring medium. So you can see there we've got some colour in the background. We've also brought the airless misters back onto the show for you, because those sold really well last time we were here. We're going to use a little bit of both today. We've got that one of those stamps from the acrylic stamp sets there, and you know, sort of bits of script in the background, bit of heat embossing, really pretty. If we get that one to just catch the light there, you can just see that shimmer on the embossing. Gorgeous. And again, I love the corrugated card from the packaging there in the background as a matte layer underneath. Looks fantastic. Again, we've got elements that are sort of taller ones, so you've got that lovely tall stamp there. Whoops. And you've got some heat embossing on that one. So we've got the gold embossing on there, used with several of those stamps from the kit. And then I love this particular collector of beautiful things. I just think it's a really nice sentiment there. And then again, if you want to go a little bit more monotone, we've got the honeycomb here in the background is actually a die. So we'll show you that as we go through. And then the little bees are from one of the stamp sets again. You know, whether you're using your papers in the background or creating your own, or even working with some of the colour mediums onto the papers to, you know, enhance them there again. And then this one again shows you those stains in the background here on this one, and then adding the stamping over the top. So just a few ideas to get you started there, but yeah, lovely collection coming up, Ben.
Yeah, two brand new collections. In fact, we've got your vintage botanicals, and we've also got your designer boutique floral animals as well. The stamp set here, stamp and die set right here. But we've been chatting about these, and in case you didn't join us earlier on, you kind of wondered yourself, botanical stains, what on earth? We have got some brand new colours for you, and these are gorgeous. I'll tell you what, if I show you the bottle so you can see exactly how you're going to receive these, 60ml bottles, and you've got a little pipette to be able to disperse the colour within each of these bottles. But Jan very handily has popped together these little swatches. And what you're going to absolutely love about these, and the way that I would kind of explain these, the colours that you're going to get, so these are all available for you individually, £3.20 or $4.79. The colours here have been kind of made to mimic the colours of nature, if you like. So if you've ever, I don't know if anyone else did this at school, went on field trips where you collected bits of nature, you made your own little project books, and you took little things like berries off the tree and squished them onto your paper, onto your books. And that's the kind of thing with the colour here, isn't it, Jan? That,
it is,
it's
absolutely.
all about recreating those colours of nature.
It is, and a real vintage feel to them as well. All those tones have got that vintage element to them, but I think, you know, they've been named really, really well. They really do look like what it says. And again, just another way of applying colour, which we're going to show you 2 or 3 ways how to use them during the show. But I just love that colour palette. When you see them all together, it's a really nice sort of vintage colour palette to work with.
And do you know what I love most about this as well? I just love having it in a little bottle with a little pipette.
With the pipette already in there. It's really handy to use, Jan. I'm going to show you how to do that as we go on through the show. I
know a lot of you jumped in earlier on actually and bought these, and I think the majority of you actually went, do you know what, I'm going to have the lot. But they're £3.20 individually or $4.79 if you're a platinum member. But wait till you see those in action a little bit later on. They are really, really stunning. And actually, again, the colours are going to work perfectly with the collections that we've got for you on the show as well, whichever you decide to jump in and grab. So we are going to have a look at the Vintage Botanicals collection first, just to have a look through everything that you're going to get within this collection. This one, again, really reminds me of those sort of old scientific sort of encyclopedias. It's got a real sort of vintage feel to this collection. And what I love about it the most is that you've got a beautiful selection of stamps with things like your nature, your flowers, your florals, all of those kind of things on there. You've also got a selection of dies available for you as well. And the top two here, really love, because again, you might be forgiven thinking, are those embossing folders, are those stamps? No, you've actually got 2 dies available for you in this collection. One is that beautiful cheesecloth, then you've also got that really gorgeous honeycomb, and on top of that, you've got these tags as well. Jan was using these a little bit earlier on Wake Up Call, but you've got the 5 different size tags within this collection to be able to create, you know, some really beautiful pieces, whether it be for your cards, whether it be you're making tags, whether you're doing your mixed media. It's a stunning collection of beautiful stamps and dies as well. You've got your butterfly walk, you've also got your nature finds, your dates from the past as well, by the way, is stunning. I noticed my date of birth is on there from 1929. I don't know why that's
really?
the 30. It says I'm not that old. It says 30 Avril, obviously French, 1929. But that's a selection you really like as well, isn't it? Like
honestly,
adding the dates to your
any of
projects.
You guys out there that do journaling, I think that set in particular, if you buy nothing else today, that set is perfect. But I think the stamps, again, speaking to you guys out there that do journaling, things like specimen cards, I know you do those to put in your journals. I've seen some fantastic work when I'm watching and flicking through YouTube and that, but the specimen cards, but with the dates, and then you've got the facility to put those little images in there, and you've got the bees, the butterflies on there. They work beautifully for that kind of thing. But yeah, good standalone images in there as well. So a whole collection. I love it personally. It's just up my street. They could have designed it just for me, that collection, Ben.
Maybe they did, Jan.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they did. You've also got as well 2 beautiful pre-cut mounted rubber stamps there. One with that sort of wildflower effect to it, and then this one here, I didn't get time before the show, and I didn't have my reading glasses on. But it's a French script. I might go through that a little bit later on, see if I can translate it.
Yep, fantastic.
But yeah, it's a lovely bundle. £63.86 or $93.78 is the deal on that one. If you want to jump in and grab it, lots of you doing so during Wake Up Call this morning. And then another collection, which I absolutely love. I think possibly one of my favourite stamps that we've seen for quite a long time is the beautiful floral bubbles that you've got. But this is the Designer Boutique Floral Animals collection. So you've got 40 stamps, or over 40 stamps in total in this beautiful collection. But again, some really, really standout designs here. If you love the Floral Animals dies that we brought you, was it dies or stamps? I think it was stamps, or was it dies? I think it was stamps that we brought you a little while back. You'll love this collection. The beautiful hummingbird there with the flowers. But my favourite stamp, which I think we're going to see at some point, aren't we, Jan?
That's the one we're going to use with the foam.
Oh, that's the one I'm doing the...
That's Ben's demo.
No, my demo. Thank you for those of you earlier on who said, oh, I'd love to see Ben do the shaving foam technique. I'll be heading over to Jan's side of the studio a little bit later on. But there's some really interesting designs in here, Jan, isn't there? I love the combination of flowers and wildlife.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of everything to cover, again, many different occasions, you know, depending on what your favourites are or whether they're applicable to something. Much. There's sort of a combination of our illustrated animals and our floral animal dies. You've got sort of like a combination of the two, like a hybrid, but they stamp out beautifully and they're a decent size as well. You'd be quite surprised when I show you the size of the stamp, I think.
Yeah, you've got your jewel beetle in here. You've also got follow your dreams. You've got your orchids in bloom, your dragonfly delight, your floral bubbles, who is the gorgeous fish. You've got your butterfly blooms, and then you've also got the Hello My Friend set, which again is a lovely collection of beautiful sentiments and little embellishments included on there as well. So that is a stamp collection, no dies within that set, but a beautiful set of over 40 stamps. And again, £38.71 is the platinum price on that, or $57.75. Let's show you again some ideas of some of the things that our team have been making. This beautiful bejeweled beetle, again, absolutely stunning, so much detail. And I love the fact again there that we've taken the main image and then taken kind of like the embellishment stamps and created a little frame to go around that as well. This hummingbird that you're going to see here, stunning. I mean, look at all of the beautiful florals in there. I mean, whoever came up with the idea to create these, obviously it was Sam Paul, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, who created
no,
these.
the other collection was Sam Paul. I think these are a different designer,
Yeah, but stunning.
They are, and there's so much as well, I think, again, if you like fussy cutting, there's so much detail in there, you know, to sort of start fussy cutting and layering up. And I've done that with one of my demos where I've actually decoupaged it.
Absolutely beautiful, and hopefully it kind of gives you a little bit of food for thought as to what you could be creating with these collections. Lots of you already saying how much you love the collections, looking forward to the show today. Kendall saying, I love how Jan gets you involved, Ben. You are becoming a crafter also. Well, by hook or by crook, I'm going to get there, whether I like it or not. Carrie Charles is saying, I'm still recovering from birthday week, and now you have all these new lovelies. You are killing me. And there's lots of chat about those botanical stains as well. Get your comments coming in. Any questions you want to fire at Jan as well. You know it's always a great time to ask those questions because Jan has all the answers, well, most of the answers on Facebook and YouTube. Get commenting with us and we'll make this a nice and interactive show. But let's get cracking and get started. Which collection are you going to start with?
We're going to go with that Designer Boutique collection first, Ben. So we've picked out butterfly blooms to get started with. It had to be the butterfly there. And as I say, I think the bit that you'll be surprised at is obviously you've got your packaging, but look at the size of the stamp. Again, it's big enough to hold its own on the front of that design. You know, you don't need a lot else to go with it. So we're going to stamp this out and do a little bit of colouring. And I'm going to keep it relatively straightforward to start off with. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. So I've literally got my stamping platform at the ready. We're going to stamp it out first. And again, you can work, I'm going to work on Nina cardstock for this one because I'm going to use some alcohol markers, but you can also work on your stamping card, you can work on the watercolour card, whatever your chosen sort of medium for stamping is. So again, we're going to take this one off the carrier sheet, okay, and these are all beautiful acrylic stamps here. So again, I'm just going to pop this in the middle, and I tend to work on a larger piece so that I've got plenty of space, room for the magnets, and then cut it down to whatever size I want it when I've done sort of the work. So just to start off with here, we're literally going to stamp out, whoops, a little bit sticky there. We're going to stamp this out in black. Well, I'm saying black, I've got the Flagstone alcohol marker ink. And as I say, I wanted to just start off to show you how well these work with things that you've probably already got in your stash, like the alcohol markers, for example. So just tapping that on all that stamp to get the coverage. Make sure you do the tapping with the ink pad, because it does encourage that ink to come out of your ink pad. It's all held inside that felt pad. It's all sort of suspended in there. So just smoothing it over the surface like this, you're literally just going to smear whatever ink happens to be on the surface.
Yeah.
By tapping, you're literally encouraging that ink from inside to cover your stamp. So nice good coverage there. And then we're going to pop that into the middle of our design. Just a bit of pressure on there. And then I just try to make contact with the whole stamp. Make sure we've got it all the way down. You know, and if you're struggling, sort of like, I know one or two people are struggling with hands and things. If you've got something that's got a fairly straight, flat underneath of it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just give it a little bit of extra pressure like so. And it just saves the hands a little bit. I know one or two people struggle with dexterity and things like that. But you can see there, absolutely gorgeous.
That's come out lovely, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it? Yep, so that's our own finesse stamping ink with that lovely stamp. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and then I'm just going to take one or two of my, I'm not going to do the whole thing because I've got some of it coloured in already, but I just wanted some of my tri-blend colours to start colouring. And what I've done is, rather than pay a lot of attention to shading, I've gone sort of slightly different with this one. So I'm just going to grab something to put under my piece of cardstock there. And again, I'm going to start with the lightest one. And on the butterfly, rather than spending a lot of time shading, because I've got 3 different tones in my tri-blend pen, I've gone sort of light around the outside here. So it's got sort of got like 3 layers of wings. And just kept it nice and easy, rather than, because I know there's people sort of joining us all the time that are just starting out on their craft journey. So, you know, I want everybody to be able to access this. It doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to be a first-class colourist to actually colour something in. And then what I did was go to the medium shade, and I'm going to do the next set of wings. And because these colours have already been chosen to work together, and that colour system works with the, you know, sort of development in shades, we're going to get a slightly darker tone in that mid section here.
It's such a great way to use it, rather than not feeling the pressure, but do you know what I mean? Thinking, oh, I've got to blend straight away.
Not everybody's at that stage yet, you know, and as I say, I want people to be able to come and join in with this, and you be able to craft. I get messages all the time saying, there was a lovely lady messaged me the other day, and she'd had a go with the foil.
Oh, yes.
And she'd made a terrific card. It looked beautiful. And I just think, you know, if you can go away and try something that we've done here, then my job's complete, because that's what we're wanting. We want you to be able to join in and actually craft with us.
How did that not win Demo of the Day, by the way? I think you did 5 in one show, didn't you? And it didn't even get picked for the Demo of the show.
No, it was the one that we did with the oxides, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't it? Yeah, I was surprised. I must admit, I like the foil technique.
I did. It's
so
simple.
Different.
Simple but different.
Yeah, but it gives a really nice effect. So again, as I say, it's what I call flat colouring this. I'm not doing any shading whatsoever. I've just used the pens to create that depth of colour. So all around the outside, we've got that sort of lightish shade, and then moving in and just taking that next shade gives you the illusion that things are getting slightly darker.
Yeah.
So you can see there, nice and simple. You know, anybody can have a go at this, and this is what we want. We want people to have a go, have a try. And I've done that throughout the whole thing. I've just taken several different ones of my pens and literally just gone in and done. I did a tiny little bit of shading on the flowers, purely because you've got some of that sort of line art in the design itself. So just where the lines are here, I've literally gone to the next shade and just literally gone over where that is in the design. That's all I'm going to do. I don't need to do much more than that. And again, just add, and I've kept to a certain number of colours. I didn't want to go mad. I sort of kept it, and the colours were chosen. When I show you the paper that I've picked for the card, you'll understand why I've gone for the colours, because I've taken inspiration from that to actually get that colouring in there. And again, I've got a lighter one to do some of these smaller flowers here. And I don't mind mixing the colours either. You see, this one's actually a fair skin blend, but I'm actually going to pop a coral blend in here just to add, in fact we'll go a shade darker.
Accenting the lines.
Yeah, just where that shading is at the bottom with the line. The line art's there, I'm just following it, but literally just added that little bit of extra shading in. Come back with the green one again, just where the leaves are. And again, there's very little blending involved in this. Now, don't get me wrong, you can do your shading and blending, absolutely, if that's what you enjoy doing. I just wanted to bring this, as I say, to start off the demos with something that's fairly straightforward, that anybody can have a go at, and then literally, you know, sort of make it into a card. And then I've taken my ice grey blend, and where the circles are, I'm just going to take one line around where that dotted line is here, just to give the illusion that there's a little bit of shadow.
Yeah, it's a great colour this as well, isn't it, for doing things like your snowmen at Christmas time, isn't it?
Absolutely, the ice grey. Yeah, the ice grey or the ice blue one, that works well for snow as well. I like to put a little bit of a blue tinge to it for the snow. I don't know why. I think when you've got it, and if you go somewhere that's got a lot of snow with the light bouncing off it, you do tend to get that blue. But yeah, the grey works just as well. The grey works nicely for outlining things as well. If you like to go around and outline them, gives that illusion that they're raised off the page. But just round the bubbles like so. And then what I did was very, as long as you're quick, because obviously I'm now changing, if I bring my sparkle pen in, my clear overlay pen, this is actually watercolour. And obviously we've stamped to work with alcohol markers, so my line art is water-based ink. But as long as you're really quick and don't spend too much time on the line art, I'm actually working in the centre of the bubble. So I'm not really touching much of the line art. You can get away with it. So I just added a little bit of sparkle inside those bubbles there, sort of almost staying away from where the black ink is, because I don't want to drag that ink and make it run, but just to give you that idea. And then if I show you the one that I actually did at home, I've taken that right through and done the whole colour in there, and then just matted and layered it on some lilac cardstock. Now, I love this, not only has this got fantastic sentiments in here, but I love all these little tiny embellishment ones. You know, and you've got things that fit in with all the different, you know, so you've got the mermaid here that would go with the fish. You've got little hearts and seahorses, there's the balloon. There's just two tiny little butterflies. Tiny weeny ones, but can you see how I've just sort of extended this stamp that little tiny bit by adding those butterflies in? And I've just picked one of our quick dry inks. It's the Pale Fig quick dry ink, which matched the lilacs beautifully, and it's just sort of taken it that little bit further. And then I've just added some bling there in the centre of the flowers. So all I did as far as card was concerned, and this is where I've got my colour scheme from. You can see here that we've got a sheet, and this is from the Enchanted Dreams collection. But you can see we've got that sort of lilac running through the turquoisey colours, which is where I took that colour palette from. So all we're going to do then is pop some glue on the back of these and get these stuck down. And a fairly straightforward design just to get us started today, but just showcasing those stamps beautifully.
There's loads of love coming in already. Monica is saying, hi Jan, can't wait to see what you're going to be demoing today. Love your ability in doing demos. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Supreme says, hello everyone, sneaking a peek from work. I love it how so many of you watch like whilst you're at work, you know, like whether do you like hide under the desk or something, or I don't know how it works, but good stuff that you're tuning in. And Lynn says, hi everyone, I'm sitting watching in the car whilst hubby and the children have gone for a walk around the shops in Shanklin on the Isle of Wight. Jan says, Valerie, this is beautiful. Butterfly and flowers, so pretty, says Brenda. Beverly Bryant says, Ben is all ready for Halloween. Yes, this was a mistake.
Are you going to fess up?
I read my notes wrong, and I thought today was pumpkin day and we were doing everything all pumpkin-y, but it actually turns out I read the notes for yesterday and you guys already did the pumpkin stuff. But all I can say is it's nearly Halloween, isn't it? So that is why
it sure is.
I've worn this.
You could say that you were ready in plenty of time, Ben.
That's what it is, Jan.
Yep, always prepared.
Yeah, always prepared. And if you love Halloween and getting dressed up, by the way, make sure you join us tomorrow. Apparently there's going to be some Halloween fun coming your way tomorrow. No more of that, shall I say. Just another thing to mention too, Anne just saying about the announcement I made earlier on. Does this mean the website won't be available for the last show of the day? Potentially not. We are undergoing some maintenance at 5:30 UK time, so we're just pre-warning that if you want to get anything, that it might be worth shopping ahead now, because the website might not be available during our Creative Cravings show this evening. It may well be back, it might not be, but we're just giving you a bit of a heads up. If you want to get shopping ahead, you want to get those items, get them in your basket, get them checked out now, because we might not have the website available later. Details down the bottom of your screen, just below the beautiful card that Jan's popping together.
So I've done sort of like a reverse easel this time, so it's going to stand up like this. So I just need that little stopper at the bottom, and this is one of those stamps from that stamp set that I've just, it's there, I've just popped it to one side. So memories are special moments that tell our story. Oh. So I've just stamped that one out from the design there, and we're going to use this as a stopper on the design. And then I've also got a couple of little extra butterflies as embellishments that I've just cut out of a die just to go with it. So just in the turquoise there, we've got a couple of little tiny ones. So we're going to pop a little bit, we'll put one of them down there at the bottom, and then we'll have one in that top corner just to offset it up there like so. Okay, so that was my design with the tri-blends. Okay, and then this stands up, and I'll turn that round for you so that you can see that from the front there. But I also wanted to show you, this was me just having a play. So if we just have a look at this one again, this is exactly the same stamp as this one, but this has been coloured with those gorgeous stains. So this is just a water-based ink. So this time I often get asked what's the best ink to use when you're wanting to do anything like this. So I've actually stamped and embossed this one. You can just see that sheen on there, which basically I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go with it. So I thought if you emboss it, you can go either markers or watercolour. So either way you can work. So literally this was just popping a little bit out on the mat and then using my brush to pick it up and colour it in with the stains. So we've got the hibiscus there, we've got the blueberry and the blackberry, and a little bit of the carrot top green in there. So they work as a paint beautifully, but I think two very different looks. And you can see what I mean about that lovely sort of earthy, vintagey palette with those stains, as opposed to the lighter colours that we'd picked there with the alcohol inks. Absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely right, yeah. And again, if you are loving the look of those botanical stains, they are available on the show, proving very, very popular indeed. Few of you just jumping in, grabbing a few, a lot of you jumping in and grabbing all of the different colours. But if you want to go for this collection, here it is, brand new today from Creative Expressions. It's a beautiful set, some really, really stunning stamps you're going to get within this collection. The Dual Beetle for me is an absolute stunner. And again, just to bear in mind, just so without trying to destroy anything here, because if you're looking at that and thinking, oh, that's quite a small stamp, look, you can see for yourself the size of the stamp. They're a lot bigger. Focal point stamp, yeah. Yeah, a lot bigger than how they look on the front of the packaging. So just to show you, they are really, yeah, as Jan says, focal point stamps with little embellishments to go with them as well. That is your Dual Beetle. You've got your Follow Your Dreams, which is this gorgeous hummingbird, made out of the flowers, which I think is stunning. And again, I love the fact that you get the little sort of embellishments there. I love that little corner flash. If you want to be able to frame you kind of the main point of the actual set, you can do. You've got that beautiful Follow Your Dreams stamp in there as well.
You've got your gorgeous orchids in bloom. Again, nice big stamps, which are going to be the focal point of your cards. Nice to be doing all your colouring with as well. We've got beautiful dragonflies, the beautiful floral bubbles, which you're going to see later on. That goldfish, I cannot wait. Wait till you see me demo on that. Oh, wait till you see what I've got lined up for you. Oh, it's going to be, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be fine. Jan is going to be with me, taking me through it all, holding my hand, quite literally. And then we've got the beautiful butterfly bloomers as well. On the end, like Jan says, the Hello My Friend set is gorgeous because you've got a whole host of different sentiments in there which tie in nicely with the stamps that you've got. And again, lots of little tiny embellishments like the little butterflies that Jan's used, the little balloons in there, the mermaid, the stars. It's a wonderful set. It's really super gorgeous. And again, if there's a bit of a hangover from our Sweet 16th and the credit card's going, oh, but you decide that you want to grab something today, this is the value for money angle for you. £38.71, $57.75. Individuals are available for you should you want to go down that route as well. Lots of love still coming in, by the way, for this show already. Lots of love for the butterflies and the flowers. Eleanor saying, Jan has me in a trance, watching her colour and listening to her. I find that with Jan as well. She's got a very relaxing voice. I kind of feel like maybe Jan should record some sort of bedtime stories or something like that. Bedtime stories with Jan.
Oh, like
yeah.
Jan and Ori.
I love that! Jan and Ori.
Jan and Ori.
Did you have Jack and Ori? You must have done in the US, the store, but never mind. Anita saying, love the colours of the card. Joy saying, love this, Jan. And Shaddai saying, I love Creative Expressions products. Happy that Crafter's Companion carries these products. And wow, says Evelyn, the stamps are incredible. The details are amazing. As the stamps are, even probably more amazing, the botanical stains. I'm just going to pop out the bottles for you. I'll show the swatches that Jan made in just a second. I just think you need to see the bottles themselves because they're absolutely gorgeous. I love them. And the fact that you've got your little pipette within each of these. And again, if you missed the demo earlier on, you'll not know that actually you don't need a huge amount of these beautiful botanical stains to create some gorgeous effects. You're going to get 60 ml of each of the colours, whichever one you decide to go for. As I say, a lot of people have actually popped all 7 of the different colours into their baskets, but it's entirely up to you how you want to go with these. But the main thing to say about them is you're going to get a whole range of beautiful colours, different colours that have been sort of designed, if you like, to mimic those colours within nature. That's why these colours are just going to work so beautifully with these 2 brand new collections. There's the Carrot Top Green, which I know is producer Georgina's favourite colour within the collection. I love the Blackberry, and also coming up in just a second here, that gorgeous Hibiscus, absolutely stunning. Tea leaves in there too. So if you want to go for these individually, you can do. If you just want to jump in and grab the whole lot, you can do that as well. They're available as individual items, but some stunning colours in there. And again, if you saw the show earlier on, and as you're going to see in just a few moments' time, plenty of ways that you can use those in your card making, in your mixed media project as well. It's a lovely, lovely collection. Lots of you jumping in for those. Right. Next up, we are going to go over to Jan and have a look at another demonstration. Back to this vintage collection, which again is stunning, brand new today. 80 elements in total here. These are beautiful stamps and a wonderful collection of dies too. I love the fact, as I say, that you've got such amazing designs in the cheesecloth and the honeycomb as far as the dies are concerned. You've got a set of beautiful tags in there too, and then a wonderful collection of stamps to go with these as well. Let us know what your favourites are within these collections. Let us know which your favourite colours in the botanical stains are too. And actually, lots of you, producer Georgina just telling me, jumping in, grabbing the botanical stains, grabbing in and adding into their baskets either one or both of these sets. A lot of love for Creative Expressions here on Crafters TV, and we're going to have a look at this vintage botanicals collection right now. What are you going to show us from this collection?
Well, we're going to do a little bit of a mixture of all sorts of things. I've tried to incorporate as much as I can into each demo because obviously we're only here for those 2 hours with you. I could probably go on all day with this sort of stuff, but yeah, contain yourself, Jan. So I'm going to prep the actual card blank first and then talk you through where we're going with the stamping. So again, I've done a craft card base, 7 by 5 inch card. In fact, it's 7.5 by 5.5. And then I've just taken some papers that sort of keep in tune with that lovely, that vintage colour scheme. So these are actually from the Bell Countryside paper pad, which is just beautiful. It's a shame to cover this up, but I wanted this more abstract side with the printing on, which goes and sort of lends itself to those designs. So what I've done is I've just cut my card to fit the background, and then I've used my little paper distresser to go all the way around the edge of it to give it that more vintage feel, and then I've coloured the edge of it with the pale fig ink, which again, that colour sort of runs through the paper here. So again, just taking sort of, you know, my colours from what's going off on the paper. And then I've brought another layer in, which I'm going to pop over the top here. But before we do that, I want some pieces for the background. So we've got two beautiful sort of abstract dies here. So we've got rustic honeycomb, and you've got a decent size die there. So what I've done is I've cut this out properly, and then I've sort of snipped into it. So I've just taken a couple of pieces there, and I'm going to use this in the background to sort of start and create those layers. So we're going to pop this on first. Gorgeous. And then start building up the design. So I'm just going to grab my dotty tape pen, I think will be the best one for these, and just grab every so often, just put some of those dots on there just to get it to anchor. And it's going to be trapped between the other layer anyway. So I'm going to pop one right up in the top corner here. And again, I love this sort of layering aspect that you can get with this, these designs. So again, it's done in the craft card, but you know, you could do it, you could actually do it and emboss this. You could press it into your watermark ink, for example, press it in here, then add embossing powders to it, you know, change the look of it completely. I wanted that quite rustic look for what I'm going to do with this one. So that's going to be my background, and then I've done the same again with the next layer. I've done the edges with the little paper distresser and coloured the edges with the ink again to match, and we've got that gorgeous sort of fleck of the lilac coming through there, and then just building up those layers. So that's going to be my card base. All right, and then the second one of those dies is the cheesecloth, and again, this is, oops, this one cuts out and gives you a piece that looks like so.
It's such interesting dies, these, aren't
Honestly,
they?
it's just, you know, you think, well, what would you use that for? But again, it just gives you that idea. This cut in the craft card just looks like a piece of, like Hessian almost, that's been frayed around the edges. Done in the white there, you can do it like the cheesecloth. You can ink it, again, you could emboss it. I've just taken a small piece of it again. I've just got a piece off one of the, you know, just sort of taken one piece of it. You'd have no chance of, you know, even to try and do this with your little paper snips. I think, you know, you'd struggle with it.
You wouldn't even try,
just adding texture and adding those layers, which is what I like in my design. So I've got a little bit of this that we're going to pop on this layer. And then we're going to start building up with those stamps. So what I'm going to do is a tiled effect to go on the front. So I've done a lot of these at home. And I've just cut little 2-inch squares, or 1 3/4 inch squares. And I'm going to just choose a selection of the stamps and just go for it. And I've got a couple of tones of the quick dry ink. I've taken the seal brown and the friar brown, and I've also got the black. So we're going to mix all those into the thing. So what I'm going to do really is just have a play. So I've got all my stamp sets at the ready here, these larger stamp sets. And for example, I'm just going to take out one of the elements, and we'll go with the darker brown. And I just spent some time actually inking all these out and deciding where I wanted them. So I've got a piece of scrap paper underneath. But the idea is I just want parts of this to come into those little tiles.
Do you know what I love when I see you demo, Jen, is you use the expression a lot, I'm just going to have a little play.
Oh, I do.
And I think that puts a lot of people's minds at ease, because I think a lot of people perhaps panic and worry about crafting, think it should be like a specific process, a specific way of doing things, but have a play,
Have a play. See what they can do. If you don't like it, as I say, at the end of the day, card's got two sides. It has two sides for a reason, or it's a little tiny scrap of card that you're wasting. But then in with that, you can then start and add other items. So we've got that beautiful script stamped here. Yep, the one our Ben's going to translate for us. Now this is actually a rubber stamp on a foam cushion. So the idea with this is that you don't need your stamping mat because the foam is trapped in between. So just take that carrying layer off the back, and this will, I mean, this is too big for this one, but just to give you the idea, this will actually cling to your chosen stamping platform medium. Now I don't want to actually use it on here. I'm going to use it just in my hands. And what I want to do is just create a little tiny bit. So I'm just going to ink up a little tiny corner of here, and I want to just add just a touch of it into my design here. Okay. And you're almost like creating your own background papers. And you might think, well, it's a bit fiddly. Now, I don't find it fiddly because I love doing this sort of thing. But, you know, if you think, well, working on this size is a wee bit small, do it as a block and then cut it into your squares. I just find doing it this way, you've got a little bit more control over where things go. So, for example, we've got those gorgeous numbers going on here. So let's have a look. We'll just pick one of them that's going to go with the design again, and just build up. And again, I'm going to go with the black, I think, for the number so that it stands out a bit more. And we're going to pop that probably down the side here just to give it a bit more interest, and build up those little tiles. So you get the idea there with what we're doing. And then I took one of my applicators, when I can find it. That one will do for the time being. I think that's got the lilac on. And again, just went round the edge of these with that pale fig ink. So this is water reactive ink that I've used. I've not even re-inked this because there's still some in my applicator. And you can see how that then sort of gives it that shadowing effect and brings your eye into it. You can actually colour some of these in if you wish to, but I kept them all fairly neutral. I wanted to go for that neutral design, and this is what I ended up with. I numbered them so that I could get them in the right order. Right. 1, 2, number 4, I'm leaving a gap for 3, number 5, and number 6. Okay, so these are going to go on the front of that design. So you can see how I've just built them up. I've used that little bit of cheesecloth stamp here, which we use the lighter colour ink, the Friar Brown, in, just to add a bit to keep them, bring it all together. So they've all got an element. They've all got an element of numbers on, and then we've used different stamps from that collection. So you can see we've used just the top part here. We don't have to have all of the stamp. You've got some of those flowers at the bottom there. That was the leaf that I've just done. You know, you've got that lovely tall skinny one which I've stamped a couple of times. As I say, just have a play with them, see what you come up with. There's a little tiny bee in there as well, that little tiny one here. Oh yeah. I've just used him on a couple of the stamping off the edge of it so that it looks as if you've done it on a large sheet and then cut it up. And then what I've done is I've put some of them on a little bit of tape and some of them flat. So we'll just get this piece stuck down in the background first. This again is just going to add that little bit of texture. So this one's going to go here where I've got a tile not missing, but with the way I've designed it. And then I've got tape on the top one. Oops. Patty just said this collection has got Jan's name all over it. I'm so happy that she's the one launching it. And Lily Rugg is saying, I can see myself becoming obsessed with this set and making gorgeous journals as well. Yeah, as I say, anybody that does journaling out there, this is a must. It really is. I've seen so many beautiful journals when I've been watching YouTube and things like that. And I just think, you know, from what I've seen, these really lend themselves to being that kind of thing. So again, we're just going to lay these out now so that I've got a border going all the way round. So I've done one raised and then I've kept one flat. So again, just to give that little bit of dimension and different as it goes. So we're going to pop another one like so. And then the next one I've got raised again.
There's a few questions coming in. We'll tackle those just after the end of this demo. But Sarah just saying, how do you store your applicators and finger daubers so that you keep them separated as far as the different inks are concerned? Do you literally have like a different, you know, with like your daubers, for example, a different cover for each one, as it were?
I do keep sort of colour families, so I will have one for purples, one for blues. I don't necessarily have one for each shade.
Right, okay.
And I must admit, mine are all thrown in a little bowl, so they do sometimes get contaminated. But again, just a quick wipe on a wet wipe will take anything off the surface of them anyway, so it's not too much of a worry there. So I'm just going to put that one in for spacing and then literally pop that one to match. Again, we've got a flat one at the bottom. And then I've got one more that's raised to go on that other side. Now, initially I did 6. I had all 6 of them, so I had one here as well. But I decided it was too much as far as the sentiment was concerned because you couldn't see what was going off. So I decided to take one of the tiles out. And I've created a different element for the sentiment.
I like the fact you're using different sizes of adhesive as well, the red liner tape, the foam tape. And
everything for a purpose. As I say,
right.
Choose your product for the purpose that you want it to do. So this one's going to go in the corner there. And then again, you've got on the one with the numbers, you've got the ability to cut out and stamp. So I did actually stamp the ticket to start off with and then decided to cover it with a piece of scrap that was left over so that it blended in. So I'm going to put that piece down first in the gap, again, just to create a layer. It was all about the layering with this one. This one's going to go in the gap here. And then again, I've taken from the butterfly walk set, you've got that lovely long tag, which I've stamped out and then stamp the wildflowers in there, which is also in the set. So again, this is going to go across the top. I've punched a hole in it, popped a little bit of twine, and this one's actually going to go onto here. And you can just see how all that comes together to create that really kind of rustic kind of effect with those. Using, again, you know, who'd have thought that the papers in that collection would actually go with this kind of sort of grungy rustic design. It just depends how you blend them in there. So if I turn that one round for you, you can just see there, just trying to showcase as many of those little stamps and just a way to use them.
Yeah,
I love them.
It's a really, really lovely way to be able to do it, and again shows just how you can pop all of these different elements together to create some exceptional projects. I love that last demo, and again, this is the collection that you'll want to go for if you're wanting to be able to recreate that demo that Jan's just shown you there. It's the Creative Expressions Vintage Botanicals collection with a whole set of beautiful stamps from your butterfly walk and your nature's finds to the dates from the past that we've just seen going through there as well. You've got your tags included in there as well, and then of course on top of that the 2 beautiful dies, really different, the cheesecloth die that you've got in there, and then also that vintage honeycomb in there too. I think it's a lovely set. You've also, of course, don't forget, got your 2 A6 stamps in here as well, your rubber stamps, one with that vintage French script on, and then you've got this second one here with those beautiful wildflowers on as well. It's £94, almost $138 worth for Platinum members today, just £63.86 or $93.78. Everyone saves £14 or $20 plus another 20% off if you're Platinum. The other set which we've launched today with Creative Expressions is the Designer Boutique Floral Animals collection. Again, stunning. The artwork here is absolutely phenomenal. Nice big size of stamp that you've got within this collection. Real focal points, whether it be from that jeweled beetle through to the gorgeous goldfish, through to the beautiful butterfly or the dragonfly. I think my favourite might possibly be that gorgeous hummingbird with all of the floral detailing in. You guys are loving this collection as well, by the way. Lots of you going for it. It's a 15% saving plus another 20% if you're Platinum, so that's £38.71. $57.75 if you're platinum. 25% of the stock of that collection has gone. Who thought that you guys would stop buying after the sweet 16th birthday event? Scrap that idea. Yeah, you're finding the money from somewhere. I've seen so many of you going, oh, the budget's broken. Don't miss out on this collection though. And as I say, particularly if you want to make sure that you're getting these today, then buy now, because we've got that maintenance coming on the website later. More on that to come in just a bit. One other thing that you guys are buying is the sample botanical stains. Now, I would say the majority of you are jumping in and grabbing one of the collections or elements from the collections and then adding in either one or two of the botanical stains as well. 25% of the avocado pink has gone. A lot of you chatting about avocado pink in the comments as well. That never registered with me either. I normally think of green. Yes, avocado.
Exactly the same reaction when I looked at them, and I intended to do a bit of research and I didn't have time, so there's obviously some pink comes in there somewhere.
Yeah, maybe I'll get on the old, or if someone can tell us in the comments, that'd be great. But a lot of you saying, no, we think of pink avocado. But listen, it's a gorgeous colour, whichever way you look at it. 25% has gone there. All of these 60ml, by the way, as we just flash through all of the different colours, you got them with that beautiful little pipette, so it's nice and easy for you to distribute the colour. Blackberry, you've got your carrot top included in there. Coffee beans, all of these actually 25% gone. Your hibiscus, 25% gone. The tea leaves, 25% of the stock has gone. A lot of you are jumping in and grabbing the full collection. I think 7 colours in total, right? So what, for about £22 today, if you're a platinum member, you can get the full collection, all of those brand new colours. Whatever you're doing though, as I say, make sure you get baskets and carts checked out, because now is the time to be shopping, not just on this show, but make sure you have a little look ahead to our Creative Cravings show later on. We've got some maintenance on the website coming up. I'll tell you more about that in just a little while. But whilst there is so many of you with stuff in your baskets right now, let's get you to check those out, and we'll come back with more inspiring demos from Jan in about 2 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend. There are plastic shims sized to work with a whole range of Gemini machines. We have some awesome deals going, so visit Crafters Companion website and find out more.
Loads of you check out your baskets. This is a super busy show. I tell you what, Mary Lee saying, Jan, I love your demos. The instructions are always clear and accurate. I know I can follow your instructions and make something stunning. You always give me so many ideas, says Kristin. Lovely cards, says Jan. Oh, and a couple of avocado facts. Keep the avocado facts coming in. I love these. Astrid on Facebook. Astrid, thank you, by the way, for your message yesterday with your song. Fascinating article in the New York Times that avocado dye is in fact pink. And Terry Tom Anderson says, Ben, hi Terry Tom, apparently when the skin and pits of the avocado are soaked, it releases a peachy pink colour.
There you go.
Dawn, when using avocado skins to hand dye paper, the paper takes on a pink colour. Yes, I suppose because like the inside of the avocado.
Get them lovely strands of
Yeah.
almost like purple in there, don't
Absolutely right. Well, we have all learned. Who knew that I would come into work today and learn so much about avocados? They're tasty as well, aren't they? Ooh, nice bit of smashed avocado on toast.
you? Definitely.
Yeah, with a bit of poached egg on there, Georgina.
And a bit of smoked salmon.
Ooh, and a bit of smoked salmon as well. Oh dear. Tell you what, that's what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow. Probably not with the smoked salmon though. Actually, I don't think we've got any avocados. It'll just be scrambled egg on toast. Anyway, we're not here to talk about breakfast. We are here to have another look at the brand new collections we've got from Creative Expressions. We're delighted to be able to bring you these collections here on Crafters TV. The Designer Boutique Floral Animals collection is the one that we're going back to now. And we're going to have a look at this little chappie down here, our gorgeous floral bubbles, which again is a standout stamp in this collection. And we're going to, well, I say we, because I think we are going to do a demo of this now, Jan, aren't we?
We certainly are. It's that time, Ben. It's that time.
The beckoning finger. Do I need just myself then?
Just yourself.
I'll bring this as well because
Just yourself.
Okay.
So yeah, just before we get started, I want to emphasise, that when I show you the stamp, this is a 6x4 inch stamp. It's a really good size. So I'm going to pop that all to one side. We're going to bring the tray in.
Right, okay.
And we're just going to take the old shaving foam and pop this straight into the tray.
It's like the old days, isn't it?
Again, pardon? Oh, it's all right. Our Georgina's just, I was like, pardon, what she said there?
So she's not done a risk assessment for me to do a demo. Jan and I are demo partners, I'll have you know. We're like the demoing dream team.
Right, I'm just going to spread that out because I don't want the gaps in there. So I just want enough to cover my piece of card. Or our piece of card.
Our card, yeah.
It's just like icing a cake, this, isn't it?
I know. You want to eat that though, would you not?
No. And then, where are we? We're going to pop some colour into it next, all right? So I'll do the colour, then you can do the mixing.
Right.
And then I'll let you put the card in and do the reveal as well.
This is like proper tag team,
so we've got one ruler at the ready, one implement, all right? So colour-wise, I'm going to mix this up a little bit. So we're going to go back with these airless misters. Now, if you haven't come across these before, these again are a dye-based ink, but the airless part of it means there's no tube inside. If I actually show you what I mean, when you take this apart, you've not got that tube.
So you're not going to get any clogging?
So you don't get any clogging, you don't get any of that nozzle blocking. I know I've had some in the past where you've literally had to go and rinse them under the tap every time you've used them because the nozzles have clogged. But absolutely. And then the base raises as you use it here, raises up so that again there's no air gets trapped in there, so they really are good. So I'm going to be using the Hot Fiesta, all right, which is sort of like a burnt orange colour. Now these just stand a little bit because they do tend to go a bit, and I only want
I wouldn't want to ruin this jump, would you not?
We don't want, I just want a bit in there. It's not easy to get a bit with these.
Look at that!
But look at the colour in there. I've literally managed to get it all over the place. I've got orange fingers now, but hey-ho.
You're going to put another one of... I really like the airless mist. I've never seen those before.
Have you not?
I've not seen them, no.
Ooh, I'm going to go some of these as well.
Oh, okay, mix it up.
So we're actually going to use the avocado pink. So these don't need shaking or anything. These are just a water-based dye again. I'm just squeeze the pipette and then I'm just going to drop. And it's a very similar colour, but you've got more of that sort of vintage element to it as well.
Although it does change a bit once you've added it to the...
And then we're also going to go in with the tea leaves, which again, they're all a similar colour family. So again, this has got a bit more of a brown tinge to it.
Oh yeah.
So get it all mixed up in there, a little bit there.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do, we need that very, very, very sort of important implement, all right? So all the way through it, just to sort of marble it, as much or as little as you want. I tend to make sure I've gone through all those little splodges of colour and actually got them mixed up. If you go too far, if you've used a lot of colours, you can end up with sludge again. So it's knowing when to stop with it, but make sure you've dragged it through each part of all those colours to bring them together. Right. And the more design you put in here, the more will transfer to your cardstock.
What do you reckon?
That looks fab.
That's pretty good, that, doesn't it?
So there's a little bit of waste there to just wipe that, and it all comes off clean, it doesn't do any damage. So the next part then, I've just got a piece of stamping card, again slightly larger than what I need to work with so that I can cut it down, and we're going to pop that straight into it and then press it, and you'll feel the foam move because you want the foam to contact with the card all the way through. All right, so it should just fit up into the lid there, and then just gently all over so that you've made contact with it, because you want that design to fit all over your card. Okay.
I don't know why, I always feel like laughing when I'm over this side doing that. It puts a smile on your face, doesn't it, this old crafting?
I love it.
Tell you what.
Especially this kind of messy crafting, And then once you're happy that that's all made contact, grab a corner and just peel it out, and you'll bring some of the foam with it, so don't worry about that. And then we're going to move the tray and lay this one flat on the mat there, So then it's just a case of taking your ruler at an angle. I hold it on one of the pieces that's clear, and then you're going to drag this flat against the card and literally scrape all the foam off it there.
Okay.
And then that can go back into the edge of the box,
Okay, so here we go.
Here we go. Look at this. Just scrape it off.
Look what I did!
Look what you did! So because we've got some gaps here, you can still pick up some of the, so where you've got colour here, let me just cut.
Sorry, I'm just admiring my handiwork.
So where we've got a couple of gaps at either end, if you wanted, this is gorgeous in the middle. You can see how it's picked up those 3 different colours.
It's like a fire, I think. It's like Tales of the Unexpected. Do you remember that?
So you've got that real brilliant sort of orange from the airless mister. Then we've got that gorgeous avocado pink, and then you can see the lighter shade of the tea leaves. Now, because we've got so much colour in here, you can do second and third sort of goes at it. But I would be tempted with this one to just maybe go into this end and into this end and avoid the middle, because I love the bit in the middle.
Right.
So just to get a little bit more colour, we're literally, I'll do one end and then you can do the other. So where we've got some colour left in here, again, just make it, sort of make contact with it and pull it away again. And then when we do the reveal again, we should have picked up a little bit more. It's not a lot, because each time you do it, this will get fainter, but I reckon we can probably have a go in that other end as well and just get a little bit more. You've got plenty of colour over this side.
If I just sort of go in here
That's
like this,
it. Just dab it down into the foam and then lift it out again.
Okay.
And then you can do your shaving it off again.
Okay, here you go.
That's it. And it should have picked, there you go, look, it's picked. It's all right, don't worry.
Beautiful.
And you get that gorgeous sort of design with it. So I'll clean that one up so that you don't get covered in...
That is unique, Georgina. It's a one-off.
It is.
It's a brown Moseby unique, yes, probably worth millions.
So again, you know, each time you do this, you'll get a different result. If I bring some of the ones I did at home, this one was much paler. I was a little bit lighter handed, I think, with the airless mister, and this has got some of the coffee bean in it as well. Very, very faint, because we've taken it off the shaving foam as a medium, and then this was a little bit that was left after the piece that I used. So each time you're going to get a different result. And the more of the swirling you do, the more pattern you'll get in here. It's just really, really clever, and it smells beautiful as well when you've done it, because you'll get the smell of the shaving foam.
That looks like if you've got it on this angle, it looks like a fireball. Look at that, doesn't it? Like soaring through the
Just imagine it being sort of like, as I say, like inside a cavern or something. Depending on which way up you have it. With the stalagmites and stalactites. You'll see something different in it every time you do it. And then we're going to use this as a base to stamp over. So do you want to do some stamping, or do you want me to carry on?
I'll have a go if you want me to have a bit of a go.
Let's have a go then. So we're going to bring that platform in. We will use this piece, because this is all dry now, we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to pop it in here. Let's pop that side to there. Pop it on with the magnets.
Oh, with our fish, isn't it? Our floral bubbles.
We're going to do the bubbles, So literally, pop this one off here.
How easy is this though? I'm not being funny. Like, it's such an easy thing to be able to create.
It's effective.
That's what I mean.
But it's simple to do, and it's so much fun as well. It's really good fun. And again, any of the colours will work in here. So we'll decide, I like the orange where the fish is there. So if we pop him to that side, so we get the orange in here. And then some of the other colours, because you can see through the
flower there as well, don't you?
Absolutely. So we can pick that one up off there. Okay, and he's ready now to ink. So we need a nice, let's have a look. We'll go with, doesn't really matter whether I have waterproof or alcohol because I'm going to use the crayons. So,
Okay.
tap, 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 tap,
Yep.
all over there. Yep. Here we go.
Here we go.
So I tend to sort of do it systematically so that you know that you've got all the stamp when it's a bigger stamp like that, rather than going here and there and there and knowing whether you've covered it all.
Does that look enough to you?
I would go over it again just to be sure, make sure you've not missed any. You can't put too much ink on a stamp. You can have too little, but the beauty of the platform means that you can overstamp if need be. That's it. Fantastic. So in the ink pad.
Oh yeah, because I'll definitely put my elbow in that if I don't do that.
And then we're going to paste that face down and then nice pressure straight down.
Okay.
All right, on there. Hold it down with one hand and give it a good press in all those different areas with the other hand. And then you can swap over if you wish and do it the other way around.
Delicate. Yep.
Yep. And then nice and gently, you can let that release. All right. Sometimes it does. Yep.
Oh.
All right, so there's little tiny areas that we're not quite, it may be that you've not got ink in areas, it may be that you've not pressed, but the beauty of using this system means that you can now ink this up again and you can actually overstamp, all right?
Okay. So I'm just applying a bit more pressure this time.
Okay.
Maybe that's what I didn't do. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Do you know what I wish more than anything? I wish I could take, you know, obviously I'm with Jan today, I wish I could take Jan home and get her to do some, do you know what I mean? Get her to do some crafting with me at home as well. I'm definitely going to do. I'm definitely going to make Christmas cards with my Daisy this year.
I've just been talking to our Brent in the break, and he's been purchasing.
Oh, Brent messaged us the other day, and he spent. I won't say much. He spent quite a lot.
Last month's wages.
Well, yeah. All right, you said it, Jan. He spent last month's wages on like kicking himself out, hasn't he?
All sorts, hasn't it? Have a go. Right, off you go. Then down again. It'll go straight over the top. Yep. So think about those areas that were maybe a little bit lighter.
Yeah, I can't remember where it was now.
Bit of pressure in those areas,
Okay.
but usually a couple of coats of it is sufficient.
Yeah. No, Brent's definitely caught the crafting bug,
He
hasn't he?
certainly has. He's had a little dabble at all sorts of things to try. He was telling me in the break.
Right, ready?
Yep. Okay. And then again, when we take it, see how it's better this time. Fantastic. Look at that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of colouring over the top.
Thank you. Oh, Jan, thanks for that. But do you know what I love again? The way you place that. Like you say, you've got the fish with the sort of
Think
orange.
about where you want the
Yeah.
colours. And I mean, you could stop there. You could just cut this down and that be the actual feature for your card. That is enough. I'm just going to emphasise that stamp a wee bit more by just adding a bit of colour to the fish.
Okay.
All right, so all we're going to do then... Are you going to pop him back across?
Shall I?
It's up to you.
I will.
Right.
Fist bump.
Fist bump. Are we ready?
Ready. Moseby out.
Taught my little one that he comes and gives a fist bump.
Yeah.
When he goes, so come and gives a fist bump.
It's what all the cool cats
Bless
do.
him.
Oh,
Right,
I really enjoyed that.
so
That was amazing.
Where's my, what colour was I using this one?
That was demo of the show right there, even though we've
Demo
not
of
finished
the
it yet. I'm
show.
thinking, don't you, Jan?
All I'm going to do now is literally, I've taken some of my colour blend pencils this time, so I thought I wanted a change. We did a little bit of work with the alcohol markers. We're going to go back to the stains for the last demo. But this one, I just wanted to take some of this, and I'm not going to colour the whole thing in. All I've done is sort of looked at where the detail of the fish is, and I'm just going to add a little bit of colour as if I'm shading. And that, again, all I'm doing are just pencil strokes, nothing fancy. So this one's in the tail fin there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to turn it and do the same from the bottom end. So again, I'm going to leave all the middle bit white. I just wanted to put a little bit of colour definition to highlight where that fish is. That is beautiful, isn't it? A little bit here, look.
Just whilst you're colouring, Pam saying, oh, Ben, that card will smell lovely. I think it will need to be a card for the wife. I think it will be demo of the day, so unfortunately I don't think I'll be taking it home. Ben is like a kid in a candy shop, says send paper hugs, and Valerie says they genuinely are having fun.
Yeah,
great to see. Genuinely we are.
Yeah.
Kathy says good job, Ben. I bet Daisy would like to do this technique. It's one of my favourites, and that's a good point and a good follow-up question from Lindsay, who says hi Ben and Jan. The shaving foam technique is amazing. I've never seen that before. Can I just ask, does the ink come off hands okay? As my little boy would love this.
Now then, there is on the back of the bottles, because these are referred to as a stain, they do actually stain the skin.
Right.
All right. So I've got this is actually off the mister. This one won't be so bad because this is a water-based ink rather than the stain. So again, just a few sort of washes. Now I know our Deb swears by a particular brand of soap. Now you can buy soaps in any brand, of course, but she prefers her Imperial Leather, and she says that gets a lot of the inks off. Now on the back of the bottles of the stain, it does say that it will stain things like fingers and clothing, so to wear it suggests gloves or maybe an apron, protective clothing, so just be aware of that. Having said that, they are water based, so I would assume sort of for clothing they will wash out, but I haven't tried that, so I can't pass that on.
But
as
if you're worried, apron
definite.
and maybe some of those, like, because you can get the
just
surgical
the little
gloves
clear
now,
gloves, yeah. So again, I'm not going to do loads of this because I've got one finished that I did when I was playing at home. So you get the idea here. And I'm not even going to worry about blending this out too much. Again, I wanted to keep it at a level that people can have a go at and have a try. Don't want to get too fancy with it and start doing all sorts of different things that you maybe don't have the product for. I just wanted to keep it reasonably straightforward, and literally just either end of those fins, we're just adding that little bit of colour. So we've got him in there, there's a little bit here on his head, and it's just gone over, and I've picked a colour that tones in nicely with what we've already done. And you can see how it's just sort of added extra highlights here and there to it. So the one that I did at home, I've continued, and I chose, because we'd used the avocado pink, I chose a little bit of pink to do a similar kind of thing with the flowers, but I still wanted all that technique from the shaving foam to show through. So this is the one that I did at home, not quite as heavy with the orange. I got a bit giddy with that orange at the beginning there in the mister, and you can see this was the other piece. I did it as a full piece like this, and then stamped him in the area that I wanted, and again I've got spare which I will keep as a background. And then I've literally added a little bit of the glossy highlights again in the bubbles, just to make those look as if they're actually little wet bubbles on there. And then we're just going to build that one into a card again. So let me just move some of the debris that I've accumulated, and again, because we've got that gorgeous orange, this is from that lovely orange sunset pad, and I just thought it was the perfect colourway to go with that one that we'd done there. So again, plain card, 7 inches square, matting and layering with a little bit of the glitter card, which I've taken the back out of there, and I'm just going to pop some tape around the edges there so that we can get this one on the card base. Popped a bit of ribbon through it as well. Where are we? There we go. So that one's going to go onto there.
I've got a big smile on my face over it. I'm still feeling pretty chuffed about the whole. No, I am. And it's definitely such an, well, if this fool can do it, anyone can give it a go. And how brilliant that you as crafters come up with all of these different ways to be able to use kind of everyday household objects alongside all of the stuff which is genuinely used for craft as well. It's just fascinating thing. Like last time with the aluminum foil, this time with the shaving foam.
And again, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. The shaving foam that you can get in the Saver range is cheap
like
as
20p
chips.
stuff,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, you know, any fancy brand or anything. So don't pay a lot of money for it. I think the last one I got was a supermarket own brand one, and it works absolutely fine. So yeah, you don't have to pay a lot for it, but and it does go quite a long way. What you can do with what's left, as I say, each time you dip into it, it will dilute. Now, what you can do, depending on the colours, because obviously we've got all that foam left in here, you can reapply the ink. So with this one, I've not got a lot of grunge going on yet, no sludge on it, but you could actually add other colours. So complementary colour to the orange is blue. So to try and maybe start adding a little bit of the blue into it, and then you could could go again, mix it through with your, you know, your pokey tool or whatever implement you're going to use, and go again with it and see what you get again. It will eventually go muddy, and once you get to that point, you think, right, well, I'm going to have to waste it. And then I just rinse this out under the sink, under the tap, and use it again. And it's just the lid off one of my storage boxes that I've used for it.
Yeah.
But you can see there how we've got this was our bends. All right, we'll pop that one there, but you can see how we've transformed that into a card front there, and literally, you know, it's a 6x4 design, but we can still use it on a larger card. And I just think putting that orange in the background there has just given it a platform for that to shine. I love that stamp. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Georgina's just saying she loves it. Her favourite colour's orange.
Yeah, well, it's a gorgeous stamp.
I forgot my ribbon again. Let me put my ribbon on.
Oh, you're putting a bit of ribbon on.
I've got a little bow to put on it with me heat tool. So just pop that on there.
Yeah, I mean, such a super technique as well. So much fun, and yeah, I mean, what a beautiful stamp too. So simple to create that as well. And yeah, I mean, probably demo of the show right there.
I think that's got. And I mean, if you want, you could take this one and show them what you've done at home, Ben.
Wow, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I will.
You could actually take that one and say, this is what I did on air.
This is what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it up on the fridge. With a little magnet like the kids do when they go home from the school.
Why not?
Oh, my. What a great collection this is. No doubt this is proving so popular on the show today. Crafty Angie just said, whilst you're having a look at it, my grandson is coming over tomorrow. We're going to craft together. First time since we've been on lockdown. He may want to do the shaving cream technique. I guarantee the kids are watching this right now, because I know the kids here in the UK are on half term. This is the kind of thing you want to be doing, the shaving foam technique. Love it. But what a gorgeous collection of stamps you're going to get in this brand new designer boutique floral animals collection. From that jewel beetle there, to the beautiful hummingbird, to the orchid that you've got, to that beautiful floral bubbles, the fish. It's a lovely collection, all topped off, of course, by the fact that you've got this beautiful sentiment set included as well. Really gorgeous. Things life's an adventure. You've also got on there things like, hello my friend, memories are special moments that tell our story, have a wonderful day, sending fairy kisses and more. And like Jan was pointing out earlier on, you've got so many little embellishments on there as well, as far as kind of just adding the finishing touches to your projects is concerned. Over a quarter of the stock gone there. Panda Crafts is saying, what a beautiful card. And Marsha saying, beautiful Jan, great job on your foam, Ben. Thank you. Let's have a look at some, thank you Georgina, thank you. Let's have a look at some other cards here as well. Funnily enough, yes, this one does say, oh, thank you, with that beautiful butterfly, which we saw Jan use on her first demo a little bit earlier on. Again, how gorgeous is this hummingbird? Are you joking me? With the beautiful flowers in there too. You know, if you want to stamp these out, then, you know, fussy cut round them and, you know, pop them onto your cards that way. That's another beautiful way of being able to use them. This fish, though, again, how stunning is that? Getting out all of your different colours, whether you're using your tri-blends, whether you're using your aqua markers. I mean, you're going to have so much fun getting inky and colouring in with these as well. And don't forget, as we can see from the dragonfly here, these are big statement stamps as well. So you'll have a lot of fun with these. You know, really simple to put cards together. Just add one of the little sentiments that you've got with the Hello My Friend sentiment set, and you are away. Lots of different ideas for you here to hopefully get the creative juices flowing. And again, if you're talking about statement stamps, I mean, this jewel beetle is just off the chart. Amazing. And again, if you do like your fussy cutting, I suppose potentially, that one almost does look like it's been stamped sort of multiple times and then almost like layered up, doesn't it? The wings are like they're coming off the page. Fantastic. Lots of food for thought right there on all of those cards. Glad to hear you're feeling better. And again, there's that beautiful dragonfly. What was that, Georgina? Oh, sorry. Thought you'd fallen off your chair or something there. Beautiful hummingbird. Love the fact that we showed you the colour there, and there's almost like the black and white effect going on as well. And that's, I think that looks, is that using the the French script background from the other set? It looks almost like it is.
It could be. Could be, yeah.
But if you've got one of those stamps with the sort of font on the background, you can easily recreate that. Love it so much. Also loving the Airless Misters. The Airless Misters. Has anyone else been singing that right throughout the show? Careless? No, or was it just me? I'm never... Georgina's singing on me, she's putting me off. You need your Airless Misters. Buy them right now. Because the website's obviously going to be closed for maintenance a little bit later on. I'll just tell you about that whilst we're just flashing through the colours here. How good was this though, using it on the shaving foam? Again, you can use these at any angle, get a really good shot of the colour, in this case the Bermuda Bay. But then of course you're not going to worry about these getting clogged up because they haven't got that little tube that runs through. They're airless, and again, like Jan was saying, as you use these, so that the pump comes up through the bottom, so you're not going to lose out on the spray here, and as I say, you're not going to get these clogged up either. We're just changing the colours as we go through all of the items. I just wanted to also make you aware that we're saying grab these now. This, by the way, was the colour that Jan used, the Hot Fiesta. Yes, later on, the website is going to be down for maintenance. So if you see anything that you love, jump in and grab it now. Potentially, as we move on to the gorgeous blue there, potentially the website might be back up later on. But what we're saying to you is we're going sort of offline from 5:30 for that maintenance to happen. It may or may not be back in time for Creative Cravings. If it's not, make sure you get all of the goodies that you want right now to get those in your basket checked out, and we can get them on their way to you. That one there is your Meadow Moss. You can obviously, here is the Night Reflection. You can obviously shop ahead to our Craving show a little bit later on and fill up your baskets right now. Next up, the Pacific Point. These are all £4 platinum, by the way, $7.19. Your Cherry Pop. Then you've got your Poppy Parade. And last, but by no means least, I've got one more. Have you not got that one? Which one's? I have to put my glasses on now. Oh, we've gone out of kilter, have we? Oh no. Poppy Parade, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was obviously your cherry. Oh, the Cherry Pop.
That one's the
Flirty Pink. That's the one we missed, I think. Flirty Pink, Cherry Pop.
Poppy Parade is really vivid red.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got some swatches for those.
Oh, thank you. Do you know what I was about to say? I feel like now how we saw that a Hot Fiesta come out earlier on, I feel like I want you to squirt a load of shaving foam everywhere, and I should just like come over and squirt all of these. But sadly, we're not going to have time to do that. But Jan has got some beautiful
I just think that
swatches.
Poppy Parade is stunning.
As I say, I just have never seen these. I'm sure I have. You'll probably go, yes, Ben, you have seen them before. Bear of very little brains, but I just love the way that these dispensed so beautifully and the colours that you got. So blackberry. Have we got all of these? Green galore. Oh, Hot Fiesta.
This was the original launch.
Okay.
So it may be that we've not quite got all the
Amber
colours
Lights
left.
we've got available.
Yeah.
The Maya Blue is definitely available. See if I can remember. The Meadow Moss, the Night Reflection, the Pacific Point, Flirty Pink. Oh, look at that. That's a sort of, what's like an 80s explosion going on there, isn't it? Then we've got your
colour.
Cherry Pop.
I love that one. Oh, wait while you see the red. Look at that.
Oh, yes, yes.
Stunning, isn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely stunning.
Wowzers. And I think, yes, we're back
and that's
to
literally
the start.
those are just spritzed straight onto stamping card there.
Wow.
But look how vivid they are compared to that vintage hue in the stains.
Yes.
Really, really different.
Absolutely
There's
right.
no reason, Ben, why you couldn't actually drop a couple of drops of your stains into one of our little Spectrum Noir misters and use the stains as a mister as well.
Yeah, so
you've got a much more sort of subdued vintage hue through those botanical ones, whereas those are lovely and vibrant.
Oh, that poppy parade, like you say, is jump off the page,
Yeah,
lusciousness.
you just
right
imagine that literally done for some poppies. For we've got Remembrance coming up.
Yeah,
next
coming
month,
up.
haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, not long to that at all. They are £4 each platinum price, $7.19, I should say, if you're shopping with us in the US as well. Right, let's go back to the other collection, which has been proving really popular, our vintage botanicals for our next demo. This again is a mixture of your stamps and also your dies. So your top row are your dies here. So you've got your beautiful cheesecloth die and that lovely honeycomb, and then the different sizes of your tags included as well. 5 different sizes. I think the largest one, just on the front, is 8 by 15.8 is the size on that, right down to the smaller dice. So yeah, 5 in total. And then you've got a whole host of different stamps included on there as well. You've got the date selection, you've got some beautiful florals on there too, and just a great way. You know what Jan was saying earlier on, actually, when you're crafting, just have a bit of a play. And I really think this collection particularly is all about that, making up your own different backgrounds, choosing the different stamped images that you've got within this collection, just to have a play. £94 is the usual price, or $138. That's what you should be paying today on launch day. However, everyone's going to save $14.20 and another 20% if you're platinum, so that's $63.86 or $93.78. Lots of love coming in. Sending Paper Hubs just saying, I bought the fish, the butterfly and the hummingbird, as well as the other entire collection and some of the inks. That's how popular these are. Amanda saying, oh my, I just got over birthday, and here I am popping these floral animals into my basket, plus the stains. Ben, well done, and just love Jan's cards. These are beautiful. You've got to get the botanical stains today. You've probably got to get the airless misters as well, haven't you? The airless misters. And probably all of it, haven't you? I mean, Joy says, oh, great idea, Jan. I will try that. Just picked up some stains. The stains are going, the misters are going, these collections are going. We're going over to Jan to have another look at a demo with the vintage botanicals. What you got over there?
Right, we're going to go, well, just before we do that, I just wanted to mention that tag die, Ben, because it was, when I read it, it was a little bit confusing, I thought, because I'm used to working in inches, and the dimensions on here are centimetres. So the tallest tag, just to reiterate that, is 8 centimetres across by just under 16 centimetres high. So when I read it, I thought, oh, 8 inches, that's a good size die. But the largest one you can see there is not 8 inches tall.
That would make sense.
It's 8 centimetres wide, going down to the little one at the bottom. So just to reiterate that for any of you guys that are purchasing that one. So what I'm going to do is go back to the stains. For anybody that wasn't watching, we actually did some work with this on Wake Up Call this morning, which you can always go back and watch if you weren't with us early doors. But I'm going to do that background technique again with these stains, just to show you some of the colours again. Absolutely beautiful. So having had a play at home and tried them out, I found that the plastic, and this is our Crafter's Companion crafting mat.
Oh yeah.
Obviously it's twice this size. I've just cut it in half because I didn't need it that big. But I found that they actually behave better on here than they did on the glass mat. Now it's obviously something to do with the surfaces. On the glass mat, I found that they spread out much more and you got a big blob of colour, and that wasn't what I wanted. So to do them on here, we're actually going to get those little droplets. So again, just for the benefit of anybody that wasn't watching earlier, we've got a dye, water-based dye ink in here. So this behaves pretty much like things like our sparkle inks and our aqua tints, that kind of thing. And the beauty of it is, I think, is that they've actually built the pipette into the bottle. So you can see here we've got the carrier for the ink. So it's literally a case of squeeze the top of the pipette there and it will draw the ink up into that little vial for you. And then what I'm going to do is just pop maybe 3 or 4 droplets onto my mat there, and that's it. They're a 60ml bottle, and they are a glass bottle, so just be mindful of that when you're storing them. And then again, if I put my cardstock in here now, I'm just going to get 4 blotches of ink. All right, so what I'm going to do is just take an implement that it doesn't matter if the colour gets on it, and I just want to drag this out. I want to literally move it around my mat and break up those larger spaces. Wherever you've got a large blob of ink, you're going to get a large blob of colour on your design. I want those little tiny dots going on here. I'm bringing it into all the gaps, and then literally I can just wipe that ink, the little bit that's on there is not a problem. And then for my first dip into here, I'm just going to take some water and just spritz the card gently. It doesn't need to be wet through, and this is watercolour card. I've done that as opposed to spritzing the ink, because if I spritz the ink it's going to dilute the colour. But when we get it onto here now, you'll see now that when we dip into the ink, we're going to get that true effect of the colours. All right, and then I'm going to do the same at the other end and get some colour down onto that piece of cardstock to start with. Keep dipping until you're happy with it. So I'm going to use as much of that colour as I can, just dipping it into where those spots are and picking it up onto the card there. All right, and then when you're happy with that layer, I'm going to bring the heat tool in and dry that layer before I go in with another colour. Purely because if you do it while it's wet, these inks are going to sort of merge together. And eventually you'll end up with brown. Because when you start mixing colours together, we always end up with brown. All right, so just dry it off and then your next layer. But I love how they sort of almost separate a little bit. If you see that one, this is the green, this is the carrot top green, but I'm seeing some sort of pinky sort of tinges in there as well.
Oh yeah, especially on the left-hand side, I can see that.
So again, just make sure that it doesn't have to be bone dry, but not wet. And then obviously now we can go back. I've still got some spots of ink left on here. So again, if I pop this down again, over the top, we're going to get that lovely sort of splattering effect. So just to mop up as much as I can rather than wasting it into different areas. And then there will be a little bit at the end that just needs to be, and off the craft mat there, it'll literally just wipe straight off. So again, we've got that little bit that just wants taking the edge off it. As I say, it doesn't have to be bone dry. Yeah. But dry-ish, all right? And then we're going to go in with the next one. So this time we've got that hibiscus. I love this one. Yes. And again, we're just going to pop maybe 3 this time. It's a little bit stronger colour. So just 3 drops on there. And again, use that, whatever implement you've chosen, to just disperse it. Distribute it over that mat so that you've not got large. If you want to cover a large area, that's fine. But as I say, the larger the blobs that are there, the bigger the sort of splodge you're going to get on your cardstock. Now, I'm not going to wet it again this time. We're going to work over the top of what's there. And I'm just going to dip it in. Ooh. Just look at that colour. Yeah. Absolutely love it. And you can just imagine that being like crushed raspberries or something like that, that you've used to stain it. And that's the whole idea behind this collection, is they look like the things that you would get back to nature, from nature. You know, if you were squishing a blueberry, you'd get that lovely blue tone and so on. So again, just where you've got the gaps, look where those bits are on the mat, and then once you're happy with it again, I'm just going to sort of air dry with that tool, just to get the wet part off the surface. If you've got any bits that you think, oh, it's a little bit dark there, you can just dab off some of it with your either cloth or whatever it is. That hibiscus colour, more than anything, I think really gives that. I can't leave that one alone. Berry sort of feel. Every one that I've done, I've had to use that colour in it because I just think it is gorgeous. Really nice. Again, I've still got a few little bits left on here, so if you wanted to pop it down again, you could pick some more of those little tiny dots up, and these will go layer up over the top of it. But eventually, whatever's left, I will just wipe that off. And then I've gone for the coffee beans, which is more of a brown. So again, we'll just do 3 of those, because I don't want to overbear the rest of the colours. And you can see I'm doing the same thing. You know, so once you've tried this and you've got it going, it's the same, just repeating it with all the colours. And as I said, don't be afraid of it. You know, it's a background at the end of the day. We're going to do lots to this over the top of it. So we're going to sort of start changing the way it looks just by what we're going to add. So again, I just want a little hint of that brown here and there.
Surely this is the way to start as well with your crafting, isn't it? With sets like this, where you're not having to be specific with things, you're not having to particularly worry. You know, just put the splodges down, get your cardstock in, and just see how it all comes out for you. Have a play.
Yeah, and I mean something like this looks great. You know, if you die cut it. So, for example, if you wanted to put a die cut sentiment on a card, if you do something like this and then take your die cuts out of it, people look at them and think, how on earth have they got that design on a die cut, because they don't realise it's come from a larger sheet to begin with.
Yeah.
So again, we'll call that quits on that part of it. So we've got those colours down, move that out of the way. I've got all my lids back on, make sure they're all nice and safe. And then we're going to start adding to those layers again now. So again, just to smooth that out a wee bit so that I've got a flat surface to work on. And I need my little stamping platform and some of the inks and things back again. So I've got the quick dry brown, and I'm going to take the jet black again. I quite like those two as a combination. And we're also going to just edge it again a little bit. I'm just going to go with that purpley one for now, and then maybe add a little bit of brown as well. But I just want to pull it in from the edge, and it sort of actually frames, and that's going to fit in with those colours.
Yeah.
The one that I did at home, I actually used brown on, but I've not brought my brown blending ink. So we'll just, this gives you the same idea. It blends in nicely with those colours, and then we're going to start layering over the top of it. So you saw me use that beautiful script stamp earlier.
Oh yes.
And I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to use this one without a block. So this is a rubber stamp on a foam cushion.
Yeah.
So as far as using it on your platform is concerned, it will work beautifully with that foam cushion in. But I'm actually going to use it without a block. So just take the paper piece off, and the piece on the back here is tacky. So this will stick to your blocks. If you wanted to use it on a block, it will just stick on so that it's there ready for you to use. But I'm actually just going to use it in my hand. And I've just put a little arrow on the back of it so that I know which way up the writing is, so that I get it the right way up. Because even though it's not particularly legible, you can tell when writing's upside down, I think. So again, all I'm going to do with this is just hold it with my fingers, tap it into that ink there, and I just want, again, suggestions of that script in here. And what I'm going to do is just grab somewhere I've got a piece of, just to rest on so that we don't get it all over the desk there. So again, wherever you think it wants to go, and then I'm going to do the other side, because I'm going to come in from this side as well.
Is there any different way that you sort of use these or look after these rubber stamps as opposed to like your acrylics and
pretty much the same as, my stamps just, you know, more often than not, tend not to use the paper towel because that's got a texture to it. You'll find that bits will rub off it, but again, the good old cloth here. And you can see that the ink comes off there. Because whereas the quick dry dries instantly on a porous surface, it won't dry while it's on your stamp. So we're okay with that one. And then I'm also going to add some of those numbers again. I just love the numbers. These have got to be involved. So again, whatever you fancy, you know, you've got all sorts on here. You've got some of them are dates. Some of them are in other languages. You've got different fonts. You know, you've got the normal sort of what I call a typewriter font. And you've got those lovely scripted ones. There are so many different pieces in there, really are. So again, I don't think it matters. It's the same as what I did.
Second up from the
Second up from the bottom.
Right hand side, 30th of April 1929.
Let's have that one then. It doesn't matter which one we have.
When I was minus 50.
So again, pop those on there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go for the brown instead of the black this time. And this is actually going to be the background to what I'm working on again. So again, just at the bottom there, I'm just going to add one of those dates in. Okay, it's only subtle, it doesn't have to be a lot, it's just a suggestion that there's something there. And then I'm also going to take let me just work out which set it's in. It is in the Butterfly Walk. I want the bit that says postcard as well. Okay, and again, pop that onto here, ink that one up. And then we're going to pop this across that top section just there. So again, you know, just building up. Essentially, it's almost like making your own background papers. You know, because this is what they do digitally when they're making those beautiful papers that go into the paper pads, but it's all done, you know, on the computer.
Yeah.
So you can see this one's got much more of a pink tone. The one that I did at home's got more of the green showing through. So a lot of it depends on how much ink you put down, you know. So this is exactly the same, and then I've actually gone round it with a very pale, it's not actually a Spectrum Noir ink, it's one that I've got at home that's just like a pale linen-y colour, just to I wanted some of the white out of the background, so where the white gaps were, I've just gone over it with the ink there. But you can see we've pretty much done the same. I've distressed the edge again with that paper distresser. And pretty much where we've got to, I like the pink on this one, I must admit, but for the project I'm doing, I think this is going to work better. So this time I thought we'd have a go at doing a little gift bag. So this is actually going to be the first layer here for my gift bag. So let's get that piece stuck down, and I think we'll go with the tape pen. Should be enough, I think, to stick that down on the back there.
In this demo, by the way, you've come up with a new catchphrase which Astrid's picked up on. I don't remember you saying this, but you must have done. The larger the blobs, the bigger the splodge.
Yep, definitely.
I think I might make that as a sign for my craft room, says Astrid. Yeah.
It's true. You know, whatever you put down there is what you're going to pick up again. So think about what it looks like on the mat as to what it's going to look like on your card. You want these lovely little splodges on there, not a great big sort of go at it there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be my background, okay. And then I'll talk you through some of it because I can see the time ticking away. So again, we've got those gorgeous dies there. I've taken the pale card again and just die cut. That's what it looks like in its entirety, which looks completely different in that colour.
Yeah, it does.
Than it does in the white.
Yeah.
And then again, I've just inked around the edge of it. So we're going to use that. We're going to start and build this up now. We're going to pop this on the back here as a background. And then again, I've done some stamping already. So that same set, you've got this lovely tall one here that I've done and stamped out. And then I've just torn this rather than cut it to give that sort of rough look on the edge again, and inked around the edge of it. So we're going to build this one on here as well. And then I've got loads of little pieces that I've cut. You know the Gubbins box has been out, Ben?
The old Gubbins box.
So we've got a little bit of lace to go in the background there. I've stamped some of those numbers out and made little tickets out of them. I've used a little bit of the scrap paper that was left over. I love that collector of beautiful things. So we've got a couple of tags. Again, I've got some flowers, I've got a button, I've got a little bit of twine, stamped some of those little butterflies out. So I've got loads of bits and pieces that we're just going to build up our design with now. So I'm going to bring the glue gun into play, and I just need to find, in fact, I know I've got one in my bag, a new glue stick for it because it's nearly out again at the end. So again, just to pop that in the back there ready. So what we're going to do then is we're going to pop this one down first, which I think can go down with our dotty tape pen. Perfect for the job. As I say, I'm always talking about fit for purpose.
Yes.
Picking the right tools for the job you want it to do. So that's just going to go in the background here like so, and we can still see the postcard element there and the little bit of the number at the bottom and the text just peeking out as if that was part of the background paper. Then we're going to pop a piece of ribbon. So I just need to cut that to size. A piece of lace, should I say, it's not even ribbon. So we're going to pop that, and again I'm just going to run a thin bead, she says. Come on.
That cheesecloth, like, it looks so realistic, doesn't it?
It's really effective. It's really
brilliant.
good texture. The texture's beautiful on it. So this is just going to go across to start building the layers up. And then I've got foam tape on the back of here, which I'm all stuck up with a bit of glue now. So again, we're just going to take the backs off the foam tape. Don't let me down now at the 11th hour. There we go.
Lots of love for this card coming in, Jan. Pam says, this card, Jan, and then you've got 4 little emojis with the hearts for eyes. I don't know what you call them, but those ones. And Anne says, all that pretty ink work and you're covering it up. I really struggle with doing that, but I suppose it's adding the different layers, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
You can still see a lot of it. Yeah, we're gonna do some of it, but you'll still see pieces of it there. So what we're going to do then is we're going to start and layer up some of these elements that we've cut out. So that's going to be sort of almost like a sentiment, but not quite, if you know what I mean. So again, we're going to slot, some of them can be slotted underneath. So again, I don't want particularly loads of dimension on here, but we're going to slot that one slightly underneath. And then we're going to put this one a little bit higher, as if it's sort of over the top. And again, staggering them so that you've got different, different angles and things. And then again, the rest of it, is purely open to interpretation. I've said this quite often with the embellishments, it's wherever you want to pop things. So these are just out of the stash. They're not ones that I've made. They're just ones that I picked out and thought, yeah, they've got colours in that are going to match what I'm doing there. We'll have the button on there as well, can go in there. Okay.
It's just the finishing touch.
A little flower, another little flower out of there.
Lynn just saying, loving the background. I really should do more of my own backgrounds. I think it's something we should all do more of, particularly when you've got items like this at your disposal to allow you to make these really unique backgrounds. Lynn says, I like the gift bag with the background, but just know that Jan is adding more gorgeousness. Mary Pat saying, Jan, I'm loving your background techniques and want to try it out on my traveller's notebooks and journals.
Yep.
And Amanda says, Ben, I've taken your advice and added the Creative Expression Vintage Botanicals into my basket. So that's the entire collection. Jan, your demos are amazing.
Thank you.
And they are. I mean, it's been an unbelievable show. I can't believe we are heading rapidly towards the end of it. Where's the 2 hours gone? Flown by.
Right. Now then, when you're using the glue gun, you do sometimes get all those little strands of, a lot of people don't like it because you get those like hairy bits.
Oh yeah.
Little top tip, just pop your heat tool gently when you've finished over the top and it dissolves them into nothingness. They all disappear, they just blend into the background. And then this is actually a little gift bag which you could decide, whatever you're going to pop in there. But perhaps put a piece of ribbon or something around the handle there and maybe a little tag on it. But just showing you ways, that all those stamps work together. And I just think those stains, as I say, if you buy nothing else today, I think they're definitely worth the money there.
Fantastic. I tell you what, I thought the demo which I was involved in was the best. I mean, obviously I would say that, but that, are you kidding me? Off the chart, amazing. Helen says, lovely. Marilyn P says, oh my, Jan. And so many of you commenting about that demo. A few of you commenting about the magic heat tool as well. Anne says, the magic heat tool made an appearance. That's almost as exciting as a John sighting. Not quite though, not quite.
Not quite.
Both full of hot air though. Right, and the Creative Expressions Vintage Botanical Collection with HE Element is proving ever so popular. £63.86 is your platinum price. Remember, we launched this today and you're saving what, about £30 if you're platinum. Again, saving that sort of amount if you're a platinum member shopping in the US, $93.78. It's stunning. And I tell you what, a lot of you are telling me that you're going for the Vintage Botanicals. A lot of you telling me that you're going for the Floral. I would say without doubt, everybody is popping either 1, 2, 3, 4, or indeed all of the botanical stains into their baskets because they are quite simply absolutely gorgeous. The colours that you've got here are just amazing. And as we said, if you're looking at these and thinking the colours themselves are a little bit different, basically, as you can see in the blackberry, in the blueberry as well, these have been kind of brought to you to kind of mimic that botanical effect, almost like taking you back to nature as if you had a blueberry and it was like squished onto the page there. That's the kind of design that you would see. And I think that's why you guys are loving these. 60ml bottles you've got. You've got the pipette little distributor in there as well. And as you've seen with the demos that Jan's shown you over the course of this show, there's your coffee beans. You only need a couple of 3 drops of these and you can really create some beautiful backgrounds. That hibiscus you've seen in quite a few demos. I think certainly Jan's favourite. The carrot top green is the leader as far as the individuals are concerned. They're £3.20 or $4.79. However, when you look at all of the different colours that we've got here, you can understand why so many of you are popping all of these colours into your basket, because they are phenomenal. Two things I need to remind you of, actually. First thing is, this evening our website is going to be undergoing some maintenance. Now, basically, it's going to take place from 5:30 UK time, so that's 12:30 midday Eastern time, 12:30. Okay, it's right, 12:30 midday Eastern time, which then, of course, is 1:30 Pacific. No, sorry, that's wrong, isn't it? Oh, I'm getting Georgina to work it out now. Oh no, hang on. So it will be 12:09. It's 9:30 Pacific time, and basically it may well come back at some point this evening so that you can shop with us. However, just to kind of make sure you can get all of your shopping in, we're saying that if you've seen something on this show that you want, make sure you check out your baskets before 5:30 here in the UK. And indeed, if you've spied something on Creative Cravings from later on, and you definitely want to get your hands on it today, you can shop the show right now, because we can't guarantee that the website will definitely be back up and running for Creative Cravings. So if you know that you definitely want something, jump in and grab it right now. Also, I'll give you details in just a little while as to why you might be needing to tune in at slightly different times from after Sunday, because our clocks go back this weekend. More on that to come in just a few moments' time. But right now, let's give you a chance to check out those baskets. Grab these goodies. What a show. We'll be back in 2.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Loads of you checking out your baskets, lots of you grabbing the botanical stains, lots of love for that last demo as well. We're going to get you to vote for your demo of the show in just a few moments' time. We'll get Jan to line up all of those demos. The bag comments coming in are off the chart. Just before we do that as well, I just need to remind you, as I mentioned a few moments ago, this coming weekend here in the UK, our clocks go back, yes, as it is our daylight savings. Fall back, isn't it? Spring forward, fall back. So as of Sunday, the times will change slightly. So our 12 o'clock show, so usually wake up call, of course, that'll be 8 a.m. Eastern time, 5 a.m. Pacific. The 3 o'clock show will now be 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, and then our evening show, 7 o'clock here in the UK, will be 3 o'clock East Coast, 12 p.m. midday Pacific time, and that all begins as of Sunday. And then, as we were discussing this morning, I think there's some other changes which go on the week after, but we'll not complicate ourselves with that right now. Let's just concentrate on what's happening from Sunday, all of the details there. Right, we're going to squeeze in one more demo, but before we do that, let us get the vote going on the demo of the show. This is going to be a toughie. Jan, remind us as to what you've made over the last 2 hours.
Right, so we started up at the top of the show then with those gorgeous illustrated designs, and we chose the butterfly. So that one was the inverted easel, and that one was coloured with the tri-blends, the alcohol markers. So that's number one. Number two, we went over to the botanical collection, and we went sort of all grungy with the tiles there, just to show off the stamp. So that was number two. Number three was our Ben's foam technique.
Good, that.
All right,
very
with
good.
The lovely the bubbles on there. I think he's gorgeous. Yeah, just enhanced with a little bit of colouring. So that's number three. And then number four, we went back to the botanicals again, and we've made that gift bag with all that layering elements, and then whatever bits you've got lying around in your stash there.
Right, so one, two, three, or four. You've got about 3 minutes to get your vote in for your demo of the show, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Have we got time, Jan, just to squeeze in like one more little technique? We've got about five minutes or so.
I think so, because I can talk you through it if need be, and then show you where I've got to with it. So we were going to use that gorgeous jewelled beetle, and again, you know, I've said this each time, we've looked at the packaging, but then look at the size. I just think these are stunning, absolutely stunning. So we'll stamp him out, and then I'll show you the technique that I've done just to go with him. So we'll do a quick bit of stamping, and again, you know, depending on what colouring medium you want, think about what ink you're going to stamp with. So let's just get him in the centre, or in fact I think we had him down just slightly to one corner there. And again, I'm not going to colour him in on the show, so it doesn't really matter which ink pad I use. I'll just use the quick dry one for now. But I've got one that I've already coloured in, so just to stamp him out to show you. And I've actually done this, and I've stamped him 3 different times because I wanted to layer this one up. I don't know why, it just sort of, it's got the look of the layers in it, this one.
Yeah.
So I've stamped him out 3 times, once on my piece that we're going to use on the card, and then a couple of times on scrap card, just so that I can cut out the elements. So you can see, just look at the design there, he's gorgeous, isn't he? Absolutely. So then what I did after that, and we've not really had much chance to look at, let me just find that other die for you, because we had a look at the cheesecloth one, but we've also got that lovely honeycomb die there. Now I haven't used it as such as a die cut, but what I've done is cut it out. You can see here it's been cut out of the white card. I'm going to use this as a stencil this time, just for something different. So again, stamped my little beetle onto some little sticky notes here.
Oh, I love the colours.
And I'm just going to pop this over to mask the main part. I didn't worry about all the little legs and things. It's just the main part of it here. Had to do it on 2 pieces because he was too big to fit on one.
Yeah.
So there we go. And then all I've done is taken some of our ink. So I've got a really pale colour. We've got that frosty jade there. I should have a applicator there as well. And literally load up that one. And I'm going to use this just lightly, holding it in place. So don't even worry about sticking it down. And I just wanted a suggestion, which is why I've picked such a light colour, that there is something going on in the background to fill some of that white space up. So you can just see how you get that effect here.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to do a little bit at the bottom here. So just pushing the ink through it. So this has just been cut out a stamping card, and you'll get 2 or 3 goes out of it before it sort of becomes too clogged up with ink.
Yeah.
But you can just see how it's, I just wanted that suggestion that there was something there. And then again, I'll flick to the one that I've done and coloured in. So taken the masks away.
Yeah.
And coloured this one with the stains. This is the blueberry stain from those beautiful botanical stains. All right, so literally just popped a blob here on and then used my paintbrush and literally just coloured him in. And then I've just caught a little bit of it.
So glossy highlights.
The glossy highlights. Yeah. And then the other 2 that I've stamped out, I wanted to try lots of different things together. So this one's had a sparkle pen. So I picked a similar colour that had a sparkle pen. And then the last one is one of the glitter markers. So again, just trying out different things that you can do with them. And I was just going to layer him up like so. And again, keep that very, very simple on a card front. I've just done a little bit of the hand doodling around the edge there. And you can see there how he's just going to literally layer up onto the card. So I've just got that to stick together, guys. I know we're almost at the end of the show.
We are, yeah.
I will just stick him together while you finish off, Ben, and then you can have a look at the last minute.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we are literally, I've just looked up, we've got about 90 seconds to go. It must be a close run thing as well on the demo of the show, because I'm yet to hear news as to what the winner might be. But listen, if you want to go for the Floral Animals collection, £38.71. It's such a great price, and again, when you can see the size of the stamps, you see the size of the beetle that you've got within that collection, but glorious. The floral bubbles, that fish is just stunning. Love the hummingbird that you've got there too. Big size statement stamps with some lovely sentiments to go with them as well. Whatever you're doing, whether you're going for this or whether you're going for the vintage botanicals, make sure you drop in some of those botanical stains as well. The airless misters as well, I just think are phenomenal. It does make me think of, I can't help it, sing that every time I say it, the airless misters. However, we do have a result for the demo of the show, and whilst I'm disappointed, I'm also quite realistic and quite happy because mine was 3, wasn't it? Or ours was 3.
Yes.
The winner is not 3.
Not 3.
What do you think it is? Correct. Number 4. Number 4.
Number 4 was the gift bag,
Yes.
wasn't it? So that's our little beetle finished off there, just with that little bit of dimension. I'd perhaps pop a sentiment on the top of there as well from that sentiment stamp. And then the winner was the little gift bag. Thank you very much, guys.
Stunning. Big thank you to Jan. Listen, we are rapidly running out of time. Make sure you get shopping now. Remember, the website is down from 5:30, so in about half an hour's time. We're hoping it'll be back in time for later on, but potentially it won't be. So get your shopping done now. Get your baskets checked out now. And we'll be back with you in 2 hours' time for Creative Cravings. What a show. We'll see you in a bit.